everyday thing, but you let your nuts hang.
Let me tell y'all the story time on how I got fired from Home Depot. So when I first started there, the GM and the manager that's there right now, they wasn't there. They had transferred in. I wasn't working with them people no more than 2 to 3 months, I think. I don't know. I'm not sure. So the manager brought her friend in from the location she came from, which she became our supervisor. When this girl first got there, like, she used to compliment me all the time. She used to ask me about asking me did I work out, ask me about my workout videos, saying about how she want to lose her stomach and all that. Like, admiration can turn into jealousy and envy real quick. So both of them came in with an attitude, smart mouth, all that. And some of the cashiers didn't like our supervisor. And she didn't like them either, because she used to tell me and the other head cashiers too. And them other head cashiers cannot say she didn't used to say nothing about them people, because she did. So it had got so bad to where they used to come to me about their problems, the other associates. They used to come to me about their problems with her. So I just used to tell them to go to a manager and sit in the back, like have a meeting with a manager present, and like figure out the issue she got with you. She can't have no issue with you because she don't even know you. She just say how she don't like you because you do this and you do that. Like, girl, you don't even know this girl. You got to get, and I used to tell her all the time, you got to get to know her. She not like that. And I'm like, shit, you the same way. She probably said the same thing about you. So after they had their meeting or whatever, she come out and approach me about something the girl said in the meeting. And I'm like, okay. So she approached me on the floor. We ain't have no manager present or none of that. So me and her having a verbal disagreement, because yes, you said everything that girl said in that meeting. You be doing everything that girl said you do in that meeting, like stand on it. And I'm like, you don't like that girl. I had to tell her you don't like that girl, because if you did, you wouldn't come to me every day about what she be doing, how she do it, who she talk to. Like, that's none of your business. So, like I said, remind y'all, her and the manager real cool. The day me and her got into it, I ended up going to lunch after. So I get from lunch, they telling me the manager want me in the back office. So this lady fired me. I said, why you fired me? She was like, for attendance. I'm like, why ain't nobody else fired? What happened to what was before you, what was before you, and you only worried about stuff that's happening when you got here? And remind y'all again, it was 3 days before the point system had started over. I'm still asking her why I'm getting fired when everybody got way more points than I did. And she say, I got a list of people who everybody else is getting fired too. So she pulled out a little notebook and was like, I got a list of people. Like, I was the only one got fired. Everybody else stayed there until the point system started over. So everybody points was cleared to 0. Nobody else got fired. I was the only one got fired. Before I left, I ended up saying, I know why you really fired me, because me and old girl had gotten into it. Like, it's no other reason why you fired me. You talking about attendance, that's just a cover up of what's really going on. So I ended up leaving or whatever. And then I ended up calling the district HR, because I felt like it was retaliation, and at that point, neither one of y'all liked me. And me and the manager never had no disagreements. We never got into it. We never had a full conversation about nothing. Like, I only went to her about stuff I had to go to her about. Other than that, I ain't say too much to her. She ain't say too much to me. Because remind y'all, I told y'all she came in there with an attitude like she meant business or whatever. But they have their picks and chooses of people who they like, and I feel like all jobs do. So I ended up calling the district HR and letting him know what was going on. And I had the whole, like, everybody in the store fuck with me. I had multiple people like reaching out to home office or whatever. Like, it was a big case. And I feel like if my supervisor wasn't wrong, why she got put on the final? So at Home Depot, you have a sit down, you have a coaching, and you have a final. Like, you get 3 warnings before you actually get fired. And all that has to be Noted. I never had a sit down with this lady. I never had a coaching with this lady. I never had a final with this lady. Y'all, I did tell y'all, she said what was before her was before her. She don't worry about what's going on now since she there. I guess that didn't apply to me. Doing it with the district HR, that went on for like 2 months, and they finally told me like their decision was gonna stand. I was like, okay, cool. And they was telling me I could reapply in 6 months. So I got fired in August. So I recently reapplied. I don't know when I reapplied, but I had my interview Saturday. And the same manager that fired me interviewed me. That lady do not like me, so I knew I wasn't gonna get the job. But y'all, I wasn't even studying the situation that had happened 7 months ago. Cause they told me I had to wait 6 months, but I waited 7 months to try to reapply. So I get to the interview. Why everybody in the back there that I don't fool with in the back, like in the computer room while them at? So I'm like, they knew it. She told them I was having an interview, or they knew I was having an interview, so they just sit back here till I came back here. Like, y'all don't intimidate me. I don't care about none of y'all. So they all sit back there, and she ain't speak to me, and then she just looked back at me and said, I'll be with you in a minute. I said, okay, smiling. So she made all them get out. We having an interview. This lady ain't smiling at me. She barely could look at me in my face. It was so funny. I ain't bust out laughing, but I was just smiling the whole time. So when the interview was over, she was like, if we choose you, we'll reach out to you Monday. So Monday get here, I don't hear nothing. So I ended up calling the district HR again. He was on vacation, so I ended up talking to another lady. She was like, did you reach out to such and such, which was their district HR? And I was like, no, I think he on vacation, so they gave me your number. She was like, what's your concern? And I was just telling her I got fired from Home Depot 7 months ago, and they told me I had to wait 6 months to reapply. I reapplied, and they gave me an interview. I had the interview Saturday. She told me if I got the position that she'll reach out to me Monday. And I was like, here it is Wednesday. I haven't heard anything. And she was like, so if you already used to work there, did she give you a whole interview? I was like, yes. She was like, did she ask you interview questions? I said, yes. She was like, she didn't offer you the job? I said, no, she didn't offer me anything. I said, she said she didn't greet you? I said, no, she didn't know. It was no, hey, how you doing? Da 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 da, none of that. And she was like, I said, the lady who did my interview, the one fired me. And I was like, I don't feel like she liked me. She still retaliated. And she was just like, what's the reason you got fired? And I was telling her about it. And I told her about the situation. She said, you got fired 3 days before the point system started over? I was like, yes. She was like, well, you have to wait a year before you can apply again. I said, how I had to wait a year when it's several people there that got fired like a month before me. They there. I said, it's a guy there who failed his drug test, in which that is my supervisor brother. He failed his drug test, and he got rehired in less than 2 months, literally. So I was like, that's not the case. And I said, if it was a year, y'all wouldn't even gave me an interview. Y'all wouldn't even pull my application and chose me to do an interview. She was just like, well, that's true. I'm gonna reach out to such and such, which was our district manager, and we're gonna team up and try to evaluate this. So I'm just like, okay, or whatever. And that was that. But at this point, I don't even care to go back to Home Depot. I liked the job or whatever, but I don't even care to go back because, like, why I'm the only one getting treated like I gotta wait 6 months when everybody else ain't wait 6 months? You know what I'm saying? They don't like me. That's why I ain't get hired. They don't like me. And HR is not on your side. They gonna be with them that's at that store. All them cool. That's who they gonna be with. The district HRs. They gonna be with them mother uckers who at that store. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about what you talking about. My supervisor, like, I don't see how she's still there, y'all. Like, everybody call in on her. The associates that not in her department, the customers. Like, she gets smarts with the customers. Like, why is she still there? Because the manager The manager. The manager. I don't know when she get rolled up or somebody write her up or somebody put something in the system about her, the manager clear that shit. I don't know. But they like this. They cool. I don't know if they friends, but they cool. But when they first got there, everybody was saying how they best friends and friends or whatever. But them folks cool though. And then when you a supervisor, you don't supposed to hang with no associates. She used to be out like with the associates or whatever. I told them that, and the only reason I told them that because, girl, you trying to get you got me fired. So I had put something about, I didn't tell y'all I had put something about her on Facebook. And then when the district HR came in, she showed her my Facebook. Like, girl, stay off my page. You're not even my friend. Why is you on my page? Like, go away.
Says, okay, how you want to get that hate off your heart? It ain't no hate. You have a good day, and please don't text my phone no more. I know that's a next time. Don't come to my Facebook. Real? Cause you came to my Facebook, weird ass, goof ass.
But it is what it is. God has other plans for me. This just let y'all know the manager had a problem with me from the start, in which I never did anything to her. Like, nothing at all. Me and her never had any run-ins. And it's so crazy because when she fired me, she went to other associate and was like asking was she wrong. Like, why you feeling guilty about it if you didn't think you was wrong? Because it was retaliation for her friend at the end of the day. That's what I got from it. The motherfucker so intimidated by me.
What to do, everyday people, man? It's your boy PJ. Today we back with another lit video. Back in the confessional, and yes, we staying lit, big dog, man. Shout out to my everyday people who rock with me every day. Listen, man, stop going to these jobs who don't want you. Don't do it. I couldn't tell you. Well, I was fired from. All right, one time I was fired from a. I was fired from a job, a temp service job, right? And I was just coming up on my 90 days, and I cut my hand. Can't really see the scar, but it's on there. It's a scar in between these fingers. Scar right there. I cut my hand with a box cutter because we used the box cutter to cut the plastic, and I think it cut through my gloves and cut my hand, but somehow it cut my hand because we always wear protective gloves when we, you know, cutting. Um, it was something, or maybe I was doing something else. I don't know. I don't remember the reason I got cut, but somehow I cut my hand. So they sent me for a drug test, passed my drug test, but even then they still let me go. I'm days, just a couple days from my 90 days, where then they'll either have to hire me or whatever, but they chose to fire me. And I'm like, damn, they fired me. And I was like, wow, that's crazy that they will fire me right before my 90 days because you can't have no incidents. And I guess they called that an incident, but I'm like, you know, but honestly, the thing was, um, it was other people I seen had incidents. I'm gonna tell you about another job I lost. They had incidents. I'm gonna tell y'all about this job, and I'm gonna tell y'all about all the people, all the well, not all of them. I'm gonna tell you about this one. Um, that I was the only black person on our crew, which wasn't a bad deal. I didn't really care. But you know, I got along with everybody. I was at work on time. It was an overnight shift. We worked like 4 days on, 3 days off. Or 4 days on, 2 days off. 3 days on, 2 days off. Or something like that. 4 days on, 3 days off, something like that. Somehow we worked 4 days, 3 days off, 3 days, 3 days off, 4 days, 3 days, something like that. It was overnight. So it was good. You know what I mean? And and then um yeah, I lost that job. I was salty. And then I was working through the temp service. And then the temp service act like they didn't want to give me another job. I was like, bro, I was out that job for damn 3 months. And then this happened. Like, I didn't mess up nothing. Like I ain't never been brought up, never was late, nothing. But now the temp service act like, and then the lady, I don't know what they told the lady, but the lady act like she didn't want to give me a job. I kept coming up there to the temp service. She act like she didn't want to give me a job. I'm like, man, this is weird. This is the weirdest situation I ever been in. But I'm glad that happened because, um, that day I went and found another situation. And then after that, I ran into my friend. I was driving down the street and I ran to my friend and I went and got my CDLs. So, or I started, I started driving trucks from that day forward. Or I started working for a truck company, and that's how I got into driving trucks. So that was like a blessing that I had lost that job because I then got into another one. Um, Sometimes let them shits go, man. Let them shits go. If they don't like you, man, get on. I was working for the post office. And during holiday season, I worked during the holiday season. And I was like, man, if they keep me, I'm going to quit my main job because I was working 2 jobs. And I was like, my main job was good, but the post office, they was working me to death. But I said, if I can work at the post office, I know I'm going to get those hours and I'm making the same amount of money. And I'm getting a lot of overtime. I'm making more money. I made like $30,000 in like 3 months. I made like something like $35,000 in like 3 months. Some crazy astronomical money I made in 3 months. That's how much I was working. And I was like, man, they working a shot. So they was like, they tell you like you working like 6, 7 days a week. Sometimes it was a time I worked 21 days straight, 12-hour shifts. Sometimes you would work. I don't think it was 14. I think it was like they'll tell you you're gonna work 8 hours. They always gonna keep you 10. They couldn't keep you past 12. Sometimes they'll try to keep you an extra 2. They'll be like, can you stay a couple extra hours? Hell no, But I had another job too. So I'm like, man, I got another job. Like, y'all pay good, but I got another job. I'm finna go to my other job. Whatever. Take a nap, get up, and go back to work. Then uh so then um come to my 90 days, like after the holiday season's over. She like this one lady, I used to call her Stank Walk. Cause she used to walk like she had doo-doo in her drawers, like, and then she always used to follow me. I swear she used to like me. she was the supervisor over everybody, and this other supervisor that was over her always come and get me. She was like, "Yeah, here, you come over here and work." I told her, I said, "Man, she just working me. She just trying to get me to work on this stuff where she want to keep an eye on me." And I'm like, "Why she want to work?" And she come over there and try to talk to me, and I be like, "Man, I just be working." I be like, "Man, I ain't got time to be small talk with you. Like what we doing? Like, I don't know. It wasn't like I didn't say nothing to her. I be like, "Hey, how you doing? Whatever, whatever." But I keep it nice. Um, and then she used to, and my friends used to see it. Everybody who worked with me be like, "Man, she about to go look for PJ. About to go look for PJ." Damn sure enough, here I come walking with her, and she like, come work over here. They need your help over here." I'll be working in a whole different department. My sh- my I hurt my wrist. Where you sort mail, like your mail, you gotta put the mail through a machine. It like sort the mail, and it put it in by zip code. And then after it go in by zip code, then you take the mail and it's sorted out by address. That shit is amazing. I don't know how I do it, but it's like laser. It don't matter how terrible you write. But sometimes if you don't get a letter, that shit be getting ripped up in that machine. But anyway, you gotta put the mail through there. It's sorted out by zip code. Then you gotta turn around and take it back through the machine, and it's gonna sort it out through um address, and it's gonna put it in. You gotta actually stack it in perfect sync, because that's how it's gonna go when it goes to when it goes to your what's that dude? Your mail carrier. I don't know how it go. When it go to your mail carrier, it's like all in order. It's in order from one address to the other. It's an amazing machine, by the way. But working that machine, my wrist used to hurt. But I would push through that machine. I put a wrist thing on, I put a shoulder thing on. I'd be doing it just to stay away from that lady. And then she'll be like, "I need you over here." And I'll be like, "Damn, I know it ain't gonna hurt my wrist." So I'll be like, "Man, forget it. Let me go on over here and work with her." And then when it came to my 90 days, it was a 90-day. He was like, "We gotta let you go because you missed one day, and you can't miss one day." I said, "You ain't letting me go because I missed one day, and I'm not signing that because I missed one day. Just pay me my last paycheck, and we call it good. I turn in all my stuff, but I'm not signing that because you you say I missed one day and I didn't fulfill my contract. Like, y'all told me if I needed a sick day, if I didn't, because we could take a day, and I took one day, and because I had worked like 21 days straight, and they wasn't trying to let me off one day. So then that lady, she was like, but it was other people. It was other people that I work with that missed multiple days. They still work there to this day, and that was, man, years ago. But I was just like, you know, I said, I know what it is, but I'm not even here to play with y'all. So it's all good. I make more money at my other job, and I don't work as hard. Like, I ain't here to. I'm not trying to slave over this shit. Like, I thought I would do it, but nah. Don't slave over no damn job for nobody, and then try to be treated like shit. If they don't want you, they ain't gonna keep you. But then working with that woman, and she's still there. She's still there. My friend be telling me, she said, boy, that girl, if she see you again, she gonna be all over you. I was like, man, don't do that to me. She'll never see me again. Hell no.